So I've been doing time trials in the morning to try to see how to get on the 8:50 bus with a 7 o'clock alarm clock. And I would have made it today, definitely, if I skip any kind of social media. But see, I was just checking my Amazon and they transferred my, so I got 2 volumes of the Sutras. It's a 2 out of 3 set. I'm not sure if the third one's been published because I couldn't find it. And I ordered the middle-length discourses of the Buddha because that book used to be incredibly expensive and it dropped down to like $35. So I thought about getting that earlier, and I couldn't pay that. What was it, like $100 or something? Those books were really expensive. It's like $89 on Kindle, but I think the hardcover was $35. So anyway, those are on, they went USPS, and anything that goes USPS is going to be driven all over town. But I was talking the other day, yesterday I guess, about, or the day before, about, giving everybody the opportunity to renounce their wrongdoing and avoid the consequences, because we've got a whole bunch of obligations. When I think about Palden Lamo and her little bag of curses, and it's just, it's the TARDIS. It looks like a little bag so she could put it, but she opens it up and it's all the curses in the universe. There's the issues with when the white man killed off all the buffalo, that was an act of war. But when they talked the young men and the boys into running off and killing off all the beavers themselves, that was an act of ignorance and those kind of ignorances require an answer. But the answer is going to be something comparable to the buffalo. And so I was thinking about that because I was sedated yesterday for some reason, and just, laying around, and I don't really need drug exposure. For the past 2 or 3 nights, I had different people trying to manipulate me. Jerry had told everybody that I called him the N-word the day that he killed Maynard the snake, and I didn't. I walked up to him and I said, "How could you do that?" I mean, he said, "Well, think about what it might have done." And I said, "Jerry, you're black. There's a lot of people in this world that are like, they see a black person around and they cause them all kinds of problems because of what black people might do." And at that point, Tammy started yelling at me that I was a racist and everything like that. And so I knew that the whole thing was set up because Jerry says, "Hey, lady, you want a pet snake?" And I go, "Hey," because he's got a stick in his hand. And I said, just leave it alone. I'll come get it and I'll take it off the property. And I couldn't even get over there in time, and he had broke her head. So you know how snakes do, it takes them a minute to die. So she's still wiggling around and stuff like that. She hasn't gone into her death throes quite yet, but she's like, "What the hell just happened? Why would a person do that to me?" And so she died in my hands as I was taking her over to the park. And then I come back and I see Jerry and AJ sitting on the porch getting high. And I say to him, "Look, man, that wasn't cool. That wasn't okay." And I think they were drunk when they did it. And that was one of their cockamamie schemes to try to get rid of me because, they want this area for getting high and for selling drugs and everything and all the money that they're going to make and all this kind of stuff. And I'm just like, you don't understand what you just did. This is an old Indian burial ground, and that was a rat snake. And you don't mess with the rat snakes. Serpent Mound, that's a rat snake. It's eating an egg, that's a rat snake. You don't mess with a rat snake. You see a rat snake and it wants an invitation to your home, you let it in. It's there for a reason. And so the rat snakes around here, if you're not nice to the rat snakes, they're not nice to you. So anyway, something comparable to the buffalo is going to be not available to the white man in order to balance the account of ignorance regarding the beavers.